Hey, this is Fight Nerd. I'm here now with Herschel Walker, who will be making his Strikeforce debut on January 30th. Herschel, how's training going for this fight?
Well, training been going well. You know, the AKA, I got a lot of good training trainers and coaches, and a lot of good fighters have been working with me a lot and getting me prepared.
Now, why'd you choose AKA out of all the different schools that were around?
Well, you know, there was a lot of good schools there, but AKA had a lot of good fighters there. They had the coaches that I love working with. I knew Bob Cook a little bit, and when I went to AKA, I saw all the fighters, and I was totally impressed how well they got along. And you know, one of the things that I wanted to do is, you know, you have each fighter that are fighting at different times. So there's guys that are pushing them all the time. That I knew for me to do this sport, I needed to be around people that's going to be pushing me, and people that are going to make me work, and also they're going to be my measuring stick to whether I can do this or not, and that's the reason I chose AKA.
How was day one training for you at AKA?
It was tough. I tell you, it was very, very tough because, you know, I really didn't know what to expect. And when I first went in there and the training started, I tell you, it was so intense, and I really didn't realize it was going to be as hard as it was. And I tell you what, it is a very, very tough training camp. It's very, very tough to do this. But if you're going to be a fighter, being a fighter is a very, very tough sport. I never imagined that training camp would be like this.
Now, how's it different from getting ready for a football game?
Well, and football, you know, sometimes you're standing around, you're running in for a play here or there, you're watching the team practice, but as soon as you enter the gym, you're going all out. That means you're using every muscle in your body until you leave that gym. And I tell you what, it's a lot of work, and it's very intense, and, you know, you have to have a clear mind. One thing I tell everyone is when you go there to train, you can't be thinking about what's going on at home or what's going on over there with business or where you got to do tomorrow. You better have your mind on training. You better have your mind on your opponent there that you're training with, because you can end up getting hurt.
Now, do you have any of your football teammates might be jumping on board MMA too?
Well, you know, there's a lot of guys that are talking about they love to do it. And my thing is, I know there's some guys that I think do very well at it, but I think you got to put in the time. You got to put in the training. I think you can't be like Johnny Martin or Jose Canseco that just think that you can just walk in there and just do it because of your athletic ability. You got to go to a training camp and put the time in, the work in, and I think if you do that, you're going to have some success.
Now, there's been a lot of athletes, boxing, football, several other sports. A lot of people are coming on board into mixed martial arts. What do you think the appeal is that's bringing these mainstream guys into mixed martial arts?
I think the competitiveness of it, you know, and football and these other sports is a lot of fun, but this is the ultimate competition here. I think this is the ultimate competition where you're mano to mano. You're closing the cage door, you're stepping into that ring, and you've got to decide who's going to come out. And I think that's the reason they enjoy it, because if you're an athlete, you love the competition, but this is one of the highest competitions you can get involved with.
Now, mentally preparing for this kind of fight, I imagine it's a lot different from preparing for a football game. You've got your teammates in a game with you. In this, you're locked in a cage. It's basically you and another guy staring across from you. So mentally, how do you get ready for this transition?
Well, the way you get ready is to prepare yourself in the gym as much as you can. You got to prepare yourself mentally, physically in the gym before you get stepping in for the fight. And the way you do it is a lot of sparring. You got to do a ton of sparring. So for me, you know what it's going to be like when you get hit in the face. You know what it's going to be like when you get kicked in the leg. And you know what it's going to be like when the guys when he's mounted you, when he's on top of you. You have to have been through those experiences before you'll be able to get out of them.
Now, you just talked about a few different aspects in mixed martial arts. What's been the hardest part for you to pick up?
I think the hardest part may have been the jiu-jitsu. You know, that was something that I didn't train a lot in, but now I'm starting to learn the defense of a lot of the holds and stuff. And you know, it was easy for the standing up. And you know, I had a little bit of a wrestling base that people that they were impressed with, but now the jiu-jitsu is like a human chess match. And I tell you, it is absolutely an amazing art. And that was one of the things I think was the most hardest for me to pick up.
And how's the ground game going so far?
The ground game has been going well. I really enjoyed it, and what's strange about it is, you know, everyone has heard about my stand-up somewhat. But I said I love hearing Greg to go to the ground and show people that I can go to the ground and do things there as well. You know, I'm not going to be like a black belt, but I will show that I do know a little bit about it.
Now, this fight here, you're going to be donating all your purse to a charity organization. Now, tell us about that charity and why you chose to give your money to this organization.
Well, the charity is Project Turnaround, and it going to Oak Cliff Bible Fellowship, which is the pastor is Tony Evans. Tony Evans has been like a father since I've been in Dallas. Since I've been in Dallas with the Cowboys, he used to be the team chaplain, and whenever I needed him, he's been there. And when I decided I was going to fight, I wasn't thinking about getting paid for it. I just wanted to compete. And when I saw that I was going to get paid for it, my thing was that I wanted to help someone else. So what I can do is donate the money to charity.
Right now, one last question for you. Is this going to be a full-time career move, or is this going to be one fight, had enough, walk away?
Well, I think what it's going to be is one fight at a time. I'm not going to say it's going to be one fight, walk away, and I can't say it'll be a full-time career at my age, but I can say that it's going to be a sport that I continue to be a part of for a long time.
All right, Herschel Walker, good luck, and thank you very much.
Hey, thank you. Thank you.
This video is sponsored by Skin Industries, dominating fashion for the past 11 years with hundreds of designs for men, women, and children. Skin Industries is your everyday lifestyle clothing brand. Start living in skin today and check out skinindustries.com.